And do we have any questions, anybody?
Pedro, what are you going to be doing with your time off?
There it is.
Well, I'm gonna try to get that handicap back down to a single digit where maybe I can beat you out of some money, Jack. I've been about a 15 for 15 years. I need to be a 9, 7 maybe. Play more golf, fish more. I'm gonna try to write a book. 6 Flags over Bragan Field. I like it for the title, but the guys in Atlanta at the theme park might get on us. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not moving. I'll be in Jacksonville. I love my house. I might try to get a second home at the beach. I'd love to have one on the ocean, maybe a condo or a house, whatever. But yeah, I'll be here. I want to do some traveling. My lovely wife Nancy. I should have recognized Nancy before. I'm sorry, baby. But, we neither one have been to Hawaii. The northern part of Europe, you know. Her first husband was a pilot in the Navy, so she has toured the Med. I said, well, we'll go up there in them forests in Germany and see them castles or something. So, yeah, we don't do some traveling, just take it easy and enjoy my old age. Before I end up looking as old and decrepit as David Lamb.
Let's go.
We expect to see you at some baseball games too, Pedro.
Hey, how much will you, once 2016 is here, how much will you be here at the ballpark?
Well, I think, you know, I told Ken I'll give him plenty of help in January and February and March next year is when I can be most valuable, probably. The fall, I'll probably be doing a little moving around, but right here, you know, at least 2 months before the season starts, I'll be there a lot to help. And I could envision coming to opening night, maybe ringing the bell, maybe I'll get put into the Legends or something. But the next morning, I'd like to get in the plane with Nancy and go to Hawaii for 2 weeks and leave him alone, you know. Let him be the one running the place, you know. But I'll be like a guest on opening night or something, come out.
How much do you envision, as far as all your sponsors, your advertisers, will you try to, you know, segue Ken and introduce them to all these people so that they feel comfortable about continuing advertising relationships?
Oh, absolutely, and Mr. Chris Peters really, the last few years, has been handling more of that than me. You know, so Peters, I think today he's going to run him around a few spots, a couple car dealers or, you know, some of the bigger sponsors. So, yeah, I'll be happy to help. I told you I'm going to help him. And that's what I mean. That's when I say next February and March, that's what it'd be as much as anything. Anybody that's balking, if the Times Union doesn't want to buy an ad, I'll just have to go up there and pound on the boss's desk.
Pedro,
I have no doubt you will do that.
Pedro, what will become of the belt?
Well, I want to start a foundation, Bragan, for, we actually have done the paperwork, started a foundation, Bragan for Better Baseball Foundation. That could help scholarships as well as, but I could envision, you know, when I'm gone or something, and they buy Yulee a new little backstop at the Little League Park, or they go to McClenny and put in a ball field, you know, do things like that with it. And I'd like to find a place to put a lot of the stuff, kind of a Bragan Baseball Museum or Jacksonville Baseball Museum.
Hey, that sounds like a great idea.
And the bell would go there.
Yeah, I like that.
But
idea. I like that
we
idea.
have talked to, on kind of back channeled with CSX to have another bell here for our Ken to be able to ring. So the bell, hopefully we'll keep the bell going, but the one that actually says presented to Peter Bragan Sr. in 1994 or whatever it was, I'd like to have that in the baseball museum. I've got some of the last things from Wilson Park, and I've got a couple things even from Durkee Field. So I'll have the starting of, and if you've been in my office or just down through the Sun's office, we have a good starting of a museum right there for baseball, 31 years. And I'm sort of a pack rat anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I've had to load it out of here before he gets here in September.
Actually, real quick, Mr.
Yeah.
Babby.
Sure.
I'm just curious, you used to be, you know, a member of the media, albeit on the business side of it and everything. Have you always been a baseball fan, and is owning Akron and now owning this team, is it kind of the realization of a little kid who loved the game and collected baseball cards and You know, what was your baseball background before this?
I like to think that I'm still a little kid, first of all. But, yeah, I mean, I wake up every day and this is a dream come true. I mean, I get to come to work at a beautiful ballpark every day, you know, in Akron and here, and, you know, it really is, you know, something that you grow up hoping and dreaming that someday you could do what you love. And I'm really just a guy who's followed his passion my entire life. I grew up in a family that was, you know, completely surrounded by sports. My father was the general counsel of the Baltimore Orioles and worked with the Washington Redskins, and now with the other Suns, the Phoenix Suns, where he's the president of basketball operations. And I learned through him the importance of the fan experience. I learned through him the importance of really putting the fan first. And so, you know, I knew when I got to a point in my life where I could take that on, that I would jump at the opportunity. And this is just the realization of a dream that, you know, we'll be celebrating when we're packing this place every night. That'll be the real dream come true.
So you were an Orioles fan?
I grew up an Orioles fan. We didn't have a team in Washington when I was growing up, even though I grew up in Bethesda, Maryland, outside D.C., and then came back to Washington after college and was at the Washington Post for about 13 years and have deep respect for what everybody in the media does. These are certainly, you know, these are certainly different times. And my friend Tom Culligan and I work together at the Post. I see him in the back by the door. He's here today, and so it's nice to have that continued linkage with my time in that space. But it's hard times for sure.
Will you be hands-on and actually in Jacksonville, and how much in Akron?
Well, this is really Pedro's season. So
Next year.
Oh, for 2016? You'll see me here a lot. I think I intend to be local here. I intend to continue to be local in Akron. I have a 6-year-old son, and I continue to make that my #1 job. So I'll be a busy guy, but I think as anybody knows that has spent a little bit of time with me over the last few years, I'm sort of an always-on guy, pretty high energy, and I'm really looking forward to being here and being part of the community. You'll see me at, you know, Kiwanis groups and in the schools, and I'm not sure I can recite Casey at the bat by heart like Pedro had, but I will try my best. And you know, I really look forward to becoming part of the local community here and getting to know many of you, and you'll see me a lot here. I'm a pretty hands-on guy.
Mr. Babby, you mentioned following in Pedro's footsteps
Yeah.
today. Can fans expect kind of the same thing when you start in 2016 as far as, you know, the popular Thirsty Thursday and that sort of thing that we got through the Bragan family?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that Pedro's done, we've spent a lot of time together these last few months, and I think part of the reason this partnership made sense, it's a different kind of transaction in sports. Generally, you see these things go through a little quicker. Pedro and I share very similar ideals about the fan experience, about promotions, about the facility, about our staff, many of which are here today and do a great job. So when we started these conversations, and Pedro shared with me his importance of making sure that he had this last season, part of the reason that worked is because we share those similar ideals and values of putting the fan first. And so, yeah, I think fans can continue to look forward to us building on that foundation and continuing to make this really the epicenter of affordable family fun in the area. And the key word is affordable. I mean, there are a lot of different things that hardworking people in this community can use their well hard-earned discretionary income to spend it on. When they come to the ballpark, they can expect a great experience and still have a few bucks in their wallet at the end of the evening as well, hopefully.
So is that a
Tell her
yes?
about